Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So if you like rumors, you want to subscribe to this channel, we'll have all kinds of rumors for you as we get closer to the trade deadline in another month. We're at the end of this month. July 31st is the deadline for Major League Baseball. I believe it's at 6 p.m. I will be live, I believe, on the Baseball Hut 2 that day, instead of the Baseball Hut, which I normally do. But I will be live there. And I'll probably be live during the draft too here. So you need to subscribe and follow along. But I have a whole bunch of rumors here. I got the Dodgers and the Marlins, which is interesting right now, and a few other teams. And I noticed that the Marlins are red hot. But a person that's not red hot is Sandy Alcántara. And this is a rumor from yardbarker.com. Headline: Sandy Alcántara trade rumors, Dodgers among interested teams. Interesting. With the July 31st MLB trade deadline just around the corner, Los Angeles Dodgers are expected to be active in their search for roster upgrades. Starting pitching could once again be an area of focus as the team has dealt with a plethora of injuries through the first 3 months of the regular season. But the group has gotten healthy in recent weeks. The Dodgers could look to add another arm with upside for the stretch run. Now, the thing about the Dodgers is they have had so many injuries. And they still have a good record, the best record in baseball, and they've had all these injuries, especially to their pitching staff. According to Bob Nightingale of USA Today, the Dodgers have made Miami Marlins starter Sandy Alcántara at the top of their wish list. They want another starter, and yes, Alcántara is the man they want. Alcántara is one of the biggest names expected to be available at the deadline this year. The Marlins establishing themselves as clear-cut sellers. Even though they play well, we'll see. Alcántara has an impressive track record that includes 2 All-Star Game appearances and a Cy Young and National League in 2022. However, he's in the midst of a disastrous first season removed from Tommy John surgery. The 29-year-old has statistically been one of the worst pitchers in baseball this year, going 4-8, with a 6.98 ERA and a 1.48 WHIP through 80 innings, 16 starts. Alcántara did start to show signs of improvement in June as he pitched to a 2.74 ERA in 4 starts. So, which is interesting about him, is that he is a guy that could go 8-9 innings. And but obviously he knows how he pitched going forward in his career. But however, the right-hander had a blow-up outing that saw him allow 8 runs to the Arizona Diamondbacks over the weekend. It wasn't that long ago in which Alcántara could be considered one of the most dominant starters, and the Dodgers have had plenty of success with helping once-accomplished pitchers return to form. His contract, Alcántara is in the penultimate season of a 5-year, $56 million contract extension that he signed after the 21 campaign. The right-hand's deal also contains a $21 million team option and $2 million buyout for 2027. Given his struggles and limited team control, it shouldn't take a haul for the Marlins to part with Alcántara, though a likely seller's market could work in their favor as there aren't that many game-changing starting pitchers expected to be on the move this year. Well, we'll see. There's some talk that they might not move because they might feel that they're not going to get enough in value, which you can't blame them. You want to move a pitcher when he's got maximum value, not minimum value. And some team's going to want to pick him up, not having to give up as many prospects, but we'll see on that situation. Next up is the New York Yankees, and obviously the Yankees are struggling. Not as bad as the New York Mets, but they have been struggling around the same time. They're 6-15 in their last 21 games. They're really struggling. And they lost 2 games in Toronto, I guess in their 4-game series up there in Canada. But they have been struggling mightily for quite a while. And they just don't seem to. I mean, they made a mistake, obviously. They didn't re-sign Juan Soto. And that's coming back to bite them because they just don't have enough offensively. Aside from Aaron Judge, they just don't have a good team. And even though they're in first place, there's not a lot of depth there. And they're obviously dealing with some injuries to the pitching staff. But they're just not a very good team, and they need more help. And they'll probably be there at the ALCS, probably face the Tigers at the end. But it's right now, fans are not happy with it. what's going on there in the Bronx. But I have some rumors for you here. This is from SI. Yankees rumors heating up for Rockies infielder. Your Yankees could pull some talent from the worst team in the league, Colorado Rockies, ahead of the trade deadline. Your Yankees exploring options at their base and may just find themselves picking one up from the worst team in baseball. ESPN's writers Kylie McDaniel and Jeff Passan revealed the top 50 trade candidates ahead of the MLB trade deadline on July 31st, as well as teams they'd suit well with. Colorado Rockies third baseman Ryan McMahon came in at number 16 and could do well on the Yankees. But here's the thing: he's not a great hitter. He's a very good defensive player, but he doesn't hit. McMahon is on pace to keep his 4-year, 20-homer streak alive, with above-average power, patience, and third-base defense, but a more middling contact rate and base running value. He has 2 years and $32 million remaining on his contract after the season. As the deadline looms close, the Yankees continue to be linked to McMahon, being named the top landing spot for him by multiple insiders. Colorado is 18-60 on the season, an abysmal record that is a whopping 7 games behind the next worst team, the Chicago White Sox. They'll surely be willing to trade a player the Yankees could use now for better prospects or draft picks down the pipeline. New York is known for their willingness to absorb big contracts to win, and McMahon could be no exception. But if you're not getting anything out of him, it's tough to justify that trade. But anyway, this has been a challenging season at third for the Yankees. Chaz Chisholm Jr., who typically plays second, has been doing a passable job, but isn't perfect. From the depth chart, Oswaldo Cabrera is on the 60-day injured list, while Oswald Peraza isn't performing well enough offensively to justify a starting spot. DJ LeMahieu is also around, is also listed, but he has been playing second for the most part this season. So the Yankees, there's not a lot of great options for the Yankees. I don't know why they would want to go down this route. In my opinion, I think Brian Cashman should retire and bring in somebody with some fresh ideas on how to run that team. I'm a Met fan, but in my opinion, they need some fresh blood in that front office. Sometimes you need a new face. You need a new face. You need a new voice in that room, and I think they need that with him. I think the Yankees need that. They're a little stale, I think. The team is stale, to be honest with you. And finally in this video, let's talk about the Cubs again. Last video we talked about them. We talked about an offensive player. Well, how about some pitching for the Cubs? This is from yahoosports.com. MLB trade rumors. Chicago Cubs engage in serious trade talks for all-star starting pitcher. Oh, that's interesting. The Cubs have been on the hunt for a quality starting pitcher this summer to fortify their starting rotation, amid a playoff hunt. While the MLB trade deadline is still a month away, it's on the 31st, as you know. Chicago's reportedly had serious trade discussions for an all-star pitcher in recent days. According to Bob Nightingale of USA Today, the Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates have engaged in serious trade talks for over a week regarding a deal for starting pitcher Mitch Keller. He's long been on Chicago's radar, and the two front offices have had prolonged discussions, but nothing imminent. Keller, a 29-year-old righty, earned the All-Star selection in 2023. He came after he posted a 3.31 ERA and a 2.19 batting average. While he's signed to a multi-year extension, Pittsburgh has made him available to trade this summer, amid his name being floated in MLB trade rumors. Keller has responded with a 3.13 ERA in his last 23 innings pitched for Pittsburgh. Now, what's interesting about the Pirates is they've played well. The Pirates have played very, very well since they fired their manager. And obviously, they swept the Mets this past weekend. So they have played really well. But they dug themselves such a deep hole. And now we're in July. It's going to be very difficult for them to compete. And they got 4 teams in front of them that all have winning records. So that's not conducive right now. But they're gonna have to solve, and and it's very difficult if you're a fan. I feel bad for them as an observer. They have a lousy owner who doesn't care, doesn't want to spend money. They have a great pitcher in Paul Skeens, but doesn't want to spend the money. If you don't have that commitment from ownership, it's tough to win and be enthusiastic about your team. Well, the Pirates are looking for top prospects to move him. Keller would be a more affordable option for Chicago than Miami Marlins starting pitcher Sandy Alcántara. Furthermore, Pittsburgh seems more receptive to trading Keller right now than the Marlins are with Alcántara. If the deal comes to fruition, Chicago would likely still have the prospect capital to build its bullpen. Kelly would also give the front office a cost-controlled starter, which could provide some payroll flexibility with the club hoping to re-sign Kyle Tucker this offseason. That's another scenario that the Cubs have to consider is any kind of moves they make, how does that affect re-signing Kyle Tucker? And he's having a good year there in Chicago. But we'll see. So you let me know what you think about this video, about the Dodgers and the Marlins, the Yankees and the Rockies, and of course the Pirates and the Cubs. So thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button for this video, to this channel. This is of course the Baseball at 2, and I'll see you later.